welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about a trade I made. I did not acquire JSN. I actually traded JSN in one of my leagues. Obviously, being in 107 leagues, I just finished drafting for League 107. I gave the update on that in that previous episode. Check that out. But today, I'm going to go over one of my leagues where I traded JSN. Now, this league here, I would call like a home league. Obviously, I don't know everyone in this league, but I do know the commissioner. He's from my hometown. But let's just give a quick update of how this team came about last year. Obviously, last year, my first year playing Dynasty. So let's kind of see what the mindset I was in last year and how I drafted my teams. So here I am drafting at the 108. So obviously last year, a little different than this year. Obviously, we see Bijan and Gibbs go at the 101, 1-2 pretty easily. But this is last year. So last year, Jamar Chase went here at the 101. You see Lamar, Josh Allen, and Jada Daniels. Those were the guys who went kind of 1, 2, 3 last year in all the drafts, unless obviously someone decided to pick someone else here. But at the 108, I take Justin Jefferson. So we all know how that turned out last year with J.J. McCarthy. So he didn't have his best year last year. We see Jalen, Saquon, Malik Neighbors, Puka, Nico, Amon-Ra, Ashton Genty. He was the 101 in rookie drafts last year. So here he is at the 2-3 in a startup draft that included rookies. I took Brock Bowers at the 205. He didn't have a great year last year. So my first and second picks, the most important picks of your team, kind of were not good for me last year. So how did this team actually do? And then look at me, I take Travion Henderson in the third. So obviously being my first year playing Dynasty, my mindset, I think I probably seen Travion Henderson with that preseason kickoff return touchdown where everyone was like, dang. So look at me here at 35 taking Travion. I love college football, so look at me here taking Travis Hunter and Travis Hunter at the 408. Man, it's like Justin Jefferson, Brock Bowers, Travion, Travis Hunter. I don't think, knowing the mindset that I have now and obviously 1 year experience playing Dynasty, not my first year playing fantasy football. I've been playing since high school, but Dynasty first season was last year. So this is not a good looking team. I mean, based on the results that I know, that we all know from last year. And then I took Emeka Buka here at the 505. Let's just cruise through and kind of see what kind of picks went last year. Brian Thomas, the Jason here at the 210. Marion Hampton, Bucky Irving. He didn't have a good year. Third round reversal. Marvin Harrison was going in third. Somebody got Trey McBride at the 3-2. McCaffrey last year going at the 3-8. McMillan, rookie, going at the 3-9 last year. Nothing crazy there, but I took Emeka Buka at the 5-5. Looks good for this year now. I did take Drake May at the 6-8. Drake May balled out last year, barely missed out on MVP. So getting Drake May there at the 6-8 is pretty good. But then the next pick, J.J. McCarthy. I mean, I tried to get that Justin Jefferson, J.J. McCarthy stack. And then I take Jordan Addison at the AA. So the Vikings were all bad. So this team had to just been all bad. Jordan Addison, Tyrone Tracy. So my two backs last year, Travion Henderson, Tyrone Tracy. RB1, RB2. That's crazy. It's terrible. But obviously this year, RB heavy approach based on everything that I learned last year. And if you check out, most of my past episodes is talking about how this year I'm RB heavy approach based on everything I learned last year. Not like in my teams that, were wide receiver heavy, had good wide receivers, but the running backs were terrible. So I kind of built that approach of RB heavy this year. But check out the previous episodes that talk a ton about it. The 10-8, take Jackson Dart. Looks good for this year. Obviously, he showed a lot of promise as a rookie. So I think that's a good pick. I got Luther Burden here at the 11-5. People love him this offseason. So going into this year, glad to have him on the team. Took Darnell Mooney for my ATL Falcons last year. Had a terrible year. Dylan Sampson. Got Bachel Tootin here at the 14-8. Looking like a good pick now that Travis Etienne's and Travis A. Chain is in New Orleans now. So Bachel Tootin has the opportunity to be the guy this year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Demario Douglas, Torrey Horton, Chig at the 17-5. Now he's the starting tight end of Washington Commanders. Looking good. Spencer Rattler. Nothing else interesting from there. But how did this team actually do last year? Last year, we did make the playoffs. We finished as the 4th seed. Was the 1 seed for like the entirety, not entirety, but most of the beginning of the season. But then obviously having Justin Jefferson, Brock Bowers, them guys not playing, it kind of caught up to me. And I was like first place with the less points scored. So, I mean, it was kind of cool being able to hold out top spot, trying to hoping that Brock Bowers and Justin Jefferson came around to, help the team in the playoff push. But last year's team, obviously you see the running backs I took. So I was kind of struggling with running backs all year. Obviously, Travion Henderson had those blow-up games. But last year I did trade Jackson Dart. I traded Jackson Dart, obviously before the season. So what pick ended up being a 108 and a 3rd round 305. Before the year even started, I traded Jackson Dart and those picks for Jackson Smith and Jigba, which ended up being a great trade because Jason ended up being one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver for fantasy last year. Struggling with running backs all year. I traded a 2nd round pick, which I didn't know what the pick was going to be, but ended up being a 205 for Tajay Spears, hoping that he'd take over for Tony Pollard, and that's exactly what did not happen. But I took the chance there. I was trying to get running backs all year, and no one took the bait. But yeah, last year's team: Drake May, Tajay Spears, Travion, Emeka Ibuka, Jordan Addison, JSN, Brock Bowers with the big goose egg, Tyrone Tracy balled out, Justin Jefferson, JJ McCarthy. So the team was not good last year. Made the playoffs, but it was kind of like, like I had the lowest points for out of all the playoff teams. There's a playoff team that didn't even make it. But going into the offseason, I knew I was gonna have to do something about. Adding running backs, getting better QB play. So we go back to this year. We'll check the trades I obviously made. The JSN trade wasn't the only trade that I had made this offseason in this particular league. And in this league, I actually have a bet with the sack night of whoever has a higher finish in standings has to pay. Loser has to pay next year's buy-in. So obviously trading JSN and knowing that you have a bet was tough to make, very tough to make. Where am I going? So knowing I have a bet, I'm like, am I making my team worse by trading JSN? So it's Dynasty. So the trades mean more than just redraft because obviously we trade picks and thing. But yeah, knowing I needed to get better QB play, obviously better running back play, I traded Travion Henderson, but I got back Malik Willis and DeAndre Swift. Now, DeAndre Swift started for the Chicago Bears while also getting Malik Willis, starter of the Miami Dolphins for this year for the time being, and the 27th third. Now, I was high on Travion Henderson last year. I was UC. I took him in the 3rd round in the Dynasty startup. But the season played out. Seeing Ramondre get so much love. Ramondre dominated in the playoffs between carries. And I wasn't really high on him anymore, but that's Dynasty. You like a player and then the season plays out and then you don't like the player as much. And being able to trade him for Malik Willis, DeAndre Swift, and a 27th third was kind of a no-brainer to me. So appreciate the guy helping me make that trade. I also traded Jalen Naylor for just a 2028 second. Obviously, I don't feel like I'm going to start Jalen Naylor a lot. He's, probably a starter for the Raiders, but I don't feel like I would start him a lot, enough for him to still be on the team. I'd probably start him during bye weeks, but getting a 2028 second, yeah, it's far out, but I felt like I was going to do that. Now, the JSN trade. What side of the trade would you rather be on? I traded JSN, 27th third, and another 27th third for Mark Andrews, Rashee Rice, a 2027 first, a 2027 first, and a 2028 first. Now, in my previous episodes, you guys know how high I am on Mark Andrews this year. I also talk about I love Rashee Rice on the field. Off the field, I don't mess with, but on the field, like Rashee Rice is one of my favorite players in the NFL. Now, the reason I did that trade, yes, I'm still a believer in Rashee Rice. I have a feeling this year he's going to be able to play throughout the whole season. And if he does that, Rashee Rice is like top 8 receiver, not talent-wise, but for fantasy, I mean, if he can just, it's like a twofold. If he can just stay healthy and stay out of trouble, that's like two. That's tough to hope for. But man, when Rashee plays, look at these game logs: 23, 26, 18, 9, 28, 29. If they can just keep that man right, obviously the offense is going to be a little better this year. They added Kenneth Walker, so the play action will look a little better. But obviously you're getting up a talent in JSN who last year, obviously every settings of a league is different, but JSN was balling. 22, 21, 21, 13, 30. Obviously had to blow up a 44. But it actually looks better just because, every game has a stat there. He was consistent, but 22, 21, 21, 13, obviously the 30, the 36, the 28. Just imagine if Rashee played all his games. He got the 23, the 26, the 18, the 9, the 28, the 29. It's like, yeah, some people are just like, they're not having Rashee on their team. They don't want to deal with all the other stuff. But I'm a Rashee guy, but also, you kind of got to take risks. Well, me personally, I kind of like to take, not any risk, but like calculated risk. Or like if Rashee plays out to what Rashee can be, how far is he away from Jason? Yes, Jason's probably going to obviously be better, but to get Rashee, Mark Andrews, 2027 first, 28 first, another 2027 first, and like this 2027 first is on a team that's okay. I don't think they'll win the championship. And then I'm getting the guy I traded first as well. But obviously my projection went down. From the 140s to the 137. But now, obviously, my team this year, Drake May, we got Bashal Tootin, who could be the starter for the Jags this year. It's lined up that way. DeAndre Swift, second year. Ben Johnson in the Bears. Justin Jefferson hopefully rebounds with Kyler Murray this year. Rashee Rice. I got Emeka Ibuka going into year 2. Now we know Mike Evans is gone. So he has that opportunity to really take over that wide receiver room. Got Brock Bowers, new coach, Clint Kubiak. Got Kirk Cousins, drafted Mendoza. Say what you want about Kirk Cousins, but he'll be able to get Brock Bowers the ball. Everyone's hiring Luther Burden here. So I got Luther Burden there. Inserted Mark Andrews into the starting lineup. Obviously traded for Malik Willis. Still got J.J. McCarthy and the guys from last year. Travis Hunter, hopefully he can rebound. Jordan Addison is a bench guy. Chig is a bench guy. Nothing crazy on the bench there. But then I got, 27 first, 327 first, obviously my second, 228s next year. And I'm still a playoff team. So being able to trade JSN, did not want to trade JSN. He started off negotiating with me. He was offering me like DK Metcalf, but there's no way in hell that I'm ever going to have DK Metcalf on my team. I think in the only league that I had him, I think I got rid of him. If not, he's still on there. But at 100-something plus teams, I have, one DK share, which shows you how much that I care about DK Metcalf. So, I mean, to be able to get Rashee Rice, Mark Andrews, and those 27 firsts, add that to a playoff team, and everybody loves this 2027 draft class. So obviously, I think my pick will be, later in the bag, but with the opportunity to have top 6 pick with 227 first to add to this team, I think was worth it to me. And then over the weekend, went to Disney, or not the weekend, and during the week, I just came back from Disneyland with the fam. And then while I was gone, someone in another league traded JSN. Now, you tell me, what JSN trade would you rather be on? No shade, but it gives you an idea. Every league is like completely different. Where am I going? I'm going to, I have so many leagues. I just typed in Dynasty, but like Dynasty Giants 3.0, I think that's you here. We will go, yeah, it's going to be here. So this guy traded Jason in this league. Let's take a look at what he did for that. Not game tight. All teams. Where you at, Jason? So he traded JSN and he got back Ty Simpson, a 27 third, 227 first. What side of the trade you want to be on? But it just gives you an idea, like every league is like different. Obviously, I don't want to say like I know everything, but having 100 teams, naturally, I got a ton of experience and I'm kind of crazy about Dynasty. So I might take it a little bit more serious than just the average Dynasty player. But if we go back to Happy Villain League, obviously I have a bet with Krim, whoever's a better team. And when I even thought about doing this episode, 20 minutes ago, and I've been at Disneyland, I didn't know that there was trades going down in this league. And Krim actually made another trade here. So the guy I gave Jason traded Jason. Let's just dive in, look at that trade real quick. Because, I mean, obviously, it's my channel. I want to talk about my stuff. But I feel like it's cool to, like, talk about other teams in the leagues just because, it's part of the game. I mean, you see teams that you go against, you're like, dang, that's a nice team. So we'll shout out some other teams throughout the time as well. So we got the guy gave JSN, traded JSN, Kyron Williams, Javonte Williams, 27 third, 327 thirds, a 29 first, a 29 third, and a 27 second for Kirk Cousins, Aaron Jones, Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Charbonnet, and Malik Neighbors. Now, this is me really looking at this trade. I peeked at it earlier, but let's look at this trade and see, like, what side would I rather be on. Now, with my RB heavy approach this year, yes, there's RBs on both sides, but I think I want Gibbs for sure. If Malik Neighbors can get healthy, it's Malik Neighbors. So if you cut it down, you say Jahmyr Gibbs and Malik Neighbors for Javonte Williams, Kyron Williams, Jason, and the 29 first, what side would I want? I mean, I think I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs and Malik Neighbors. It's just kind of like my style. Obviously, Jason's a baller. But Kyron and Javonte, I mean, those aren't bad picks. I'm not really a big Kyron guy. Yes, he scores points, but I just like I don't really draft a lot of Kyron. I do draft Javonte. Yeah, I think I'm going Gibbs Neighbor side. But obviously in this league, I felt like I had the top 4 best team. Kind of taking a small step back, obviously with projections, just because it's projections and like really showing no love to Rashee Rice right now, and like Bashal Tootin. Obviously, they don't really know who Bashal Tootin's going to be. But what am I like? I mean, like middle of the pack in points here. Obviously, Krim, uh, who I got the bet with, he's at 152, uh, 137. So, do I want to win the bet? But I also want to have like, a good team. Obviously, it's Dynasty. So I felt like giving JSN up, I still have a good enough team. Obviously, Racy takes that step. Basel 2 takes that step. Mark Andrews is who I want Mark Andrews to be this year. But then also, I have 327 first, so I'm making this team better this year, and it doesn't rule out I can still use those first to boost my team. So yeah, that's one of the trades I wanted to go to. But since I was hopping on here, obviously being in so many leagues, I tons of trades go down. So I kind of just wanted to show you guys a couple of other trades that I made that were kind of like big trades. We're gonna go to one of my leagues I commission. I have two no off-season leagues. I have a third like loaded just in case I want to have another dynasty team. It was going to be like a no trade startup. So like obviously being in so many leagues, you see crazy trades go down. And someone this offseason had a no trade league. So it was like the startup and it was like no trades. Everybody just picking from their spot. Kind of put your knowledge to the test. Like this is your team that you're drafting. You can't trade your 2027 first, 28 first, and like get another first round pick or first round starter pick or something. So all skill. This is your team, and then you go from there. So I thought that was pretty cool there. But we're gonna go to no off season 2. Yeah, this is the league here. Yeah, this is the league. Last year, we'll just peek real quick. We won't go to the draft or nothing. Obviously, this is the team I had last year, so different mindset. This team, I think it said finished in 5th place. I did make the playoffs. 4 seed, 17-11. Obviously, you want to win your own leagues you commission, but also as a commissioner, I like to have like good vibes in my league, man. No, as least drama as possible. So we got some cool cats in this league here. Actually, this league did have a little drama, but I think I fixed it going into this year, so it'll be a better year this year. Let's look at this team last year. Sam Darnold, Ashton Genty, Bucky. I think I traded for Bucky. Or no. Yeah, I traded for Bucky. Did I trade for Bucky? I think I traded for Bucky. Justin Jefferson, JSN. So like obviously, you know what? We are gonna dive into the draft, man. Because I also like to see my mindset shift from like last year to this year. And just kind of like the experience. Obviously, I see my name popping up in different spots. So I was making trades. I'm here at the 109. This league again. Took Justin Jefferson, Ashton Genty, Jason in the 3rd. Great pick. Travis Hunter. I love Travis Hunter, but not a great pick. Obviously traded up for Bo Nix. So I think last year having so many teams, I got so many now, but last year having 45 teams, obviously felt like I didn't want every team the same. So I think I didn't have a lot of Bo Nix. So I think I made a trade up for Bo Nix here. No 5th round pick. Took George Pickens, 6'9". He had a good year. Nobody knew who he was going to be. Coming from the Steelers, Jamison Williams. Traded up for Ricky Pearsall. Was high on Ricky Pearsall last year. Obviously, we know how that went. Sam Darnold here in the 9th. And Njoku. I know I didn't trade for Jalen Warren, so it must be part of a different trade. Jalen Warren there. Jordan Mason. Elijah Royal. Nothing else crazy there. Obviously, Quinn Ewers got a couple starts last year, but yeah, that's the mindset last year. Lost in the playoffs. When did I lose? Yeah, lost in the playoffs against Fantasy Goaty went on to win the ship, so doesn't feel bad. Fantasy Goaty is the one who's commissioning my previous league that I showed. So I had him in this league here. Bastard won it. But Goaty's, shout out to Goaty, man. He's actually one of those guys I like to, when you have leagues, there's always that person in those leagues that you internally compete with just because they're good and you kind of, show respect and thing. But yeah, Goaty's one of those guys who's pretty good at fantasy football. So shout out to him there. What kind of trades did I make last year? Where was my head at last year? Nothing crazy. I think it's part of the Bo Nix trade or something. Oh, I did traded a first and Jalen Warren for Bucky Irving last year. Obviously did not turn out. Bucky was dealing with injuries all last year. Sam Darnold, Asher Genty, Bucky, Justin Jefferson, Jason, Colby Parkinson, Jameson Williams, George Pickens, Deshaun Vele, Ricky Pearsall, Bo Nix, Travis Hunter. He was my fourth round pick in the startup. QB play is okay. Definitely need help in the tight end area. In the flex area, shouldn't be starting Devon Vele. So those are kind of like the offseason thoughts. Then if we go over to the league now, we will go check out the trade I made. We're going to filter. Goaty actually made a big trade. Bijan for Jamar Chase. He felt like he needed wide receiver help, so he let go of Bijan. What you guys think? What side you want to be on? Would you ever trade Bijan straight up for Jamar Chase, or do you feel like should have been a little more? I mean, I think it's a pretty cool trade, but obviously I'm not trading Bijan. ATL all day. We know that. Game tight trades. So it looks like I made a couple trades, but I made some big trades, man. I traded Bo Nix, Travis Hunter, and my 2027 first for Goaty's 26, 112, but it wasn't, someone else had Goaty's trade or Goaty's pick for Jalen Hurts and DJ Moore. Now, Jalen Hurts didn't have a terrible year last year, but a down year. But they got a new offensive coordinator. AJ Brown's not there, but they did draft Mekhi Lemon. Eli Stowers, still got DJ Goddard. Still got Dallas Goddard. Devontae Smith, a new number one. And I think the offensive coordinator is going to have that offense looking different. Obviously, more play action under the center. Good running back. Obviously, we know Philadelphia's offensive line is, top three, if not one of the best offensive lines in the league. It can't get no worse than last year. So I'm a big believer in Jalen Hurts this year. Obviously, DJ Moore is playing for the Buffalo Bills now with Josh Allen. You always want a weapon on Josh Allen. So what side of the trade would you guys want to be on here? But that wasn't all I did. I traded DJ Moore in my 2026 first round pick for Aronde Gadsden. Now, this was probably before they signed Njoku, but one of my offseason needs or need to get better at was tight end. So getting Gadsden, someone with upside, going into year two. Mike McDaniel is now their offensive coordinator here. Mike McDaniel had Jonnu Smith looking good that year. Had Darren Waller coming out of retirement, putting up points. And Gadsden showed some signs last year. Obviously, the 12-10 or 12 points, 15, had that blow up 33, 21, 14. But he's a rookie, kind of quieted down from there. Obviously, teams start the game plan like, dang, who is this guy over here? We're going to have to start defending him, showing him some love over there. But now going into year two, Mike McDaniel. I mean, I like DJ Moore going into this year with Josh Allen, but I needed tight end help. So that worked out there. I shipped off the 112 that I acquired, which was the 112. Obviously, being in so many dynasty leagues, you do so many rookie drafts, and everyone knows you wanted to be at the front of the 2026 rookie drafts to get Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson, Mendoza, Jadarian Price, or Mekhi Lemon. So you wanted to be in that top 5. Yeah, other players, Omar Coopers and Concepcion, but it's like, I feel like this team's kind of win now. So trading that 112, who am I getting there? Jonah Coleman or David Boston or, exactly. So I thought giving up that 112 for Alec Pierce for a kind of a win now team was a good trade for me. And I acquired the 303. I've done so many drafts. Hopefully I can get someone that would drop like a E.I. Veridan or Zachariah Branch or somebody like that. But obviously Alec Pierce, he's nursing that ankle injury right now. So hopefully he gets it together before training camp starts to make that trade look a little better. But my team now is Jalen Hurts, Ashton Jeanty, Bucky Irving, George Pickens, Justin Jefferson, hopefully rebound year. Got the tight end cover now, Rondé Gatson. Helped out with the flex spot, Alec Pierce, Jamison Williams, Jalen Coker signed that extension with Carolina, so hopefully he takes another step as well. Obviously, Bryce Young is terrible, but hopefully they can get some points out of him. JSN with Sam Darnold stack. Hopefully they can carry that into another year there. Still got Ricky Pearsall on the bench. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I kind of like San Francisco players just because Kyle Shanahan knows what he's doing on the offensive end. Nothing crazy there. Obviously no 2027 first. But yeah, that's a big trade that I made in another league, one of my leagues. Projections obviously and everything, but kind of gives you a gauge where you're at. 156. So yeah, kind of in the middle of the playoff pack there. Godey's here, 163. Got a 164 here from Team Mike Vick / dog. Mueller Report had a great year last year. I think he made it to the championship and lost, but had a good year there. So yeah, that's another one of the big trades I made. So we're going to check out one more team here. And man, how about LeBron James signing with the Philadelphia 76ers? Now, earlier I was looking at this. I was like, man, usually Sleeper, shows a little what's going on in the sports world over here. But it was talking about, today's baseball games and thing. Now, here we go. LeBron James to the Philadelphia 76ers. That's crazy. Tyrese Maxey, Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, Joel Embiid. If Joel Embiid can stay healthy. That's a squad, man. But let's go. We're going to go to No Guts, No Glory. We're going to take a look at last year's mindset, first year Dynasty. How was Hutch? How was Hutch thinking over here? We are drafting at the 105. Jameer Chase. See, I got that RB mindset. Jamar Chase. Nico Collins in the second. Saquon Barkley in the third. Michael Penix. Last year, first year playing Dynasty. Fell in love with not only my Falcons too much, believing in Michael Penix. And yes, I can draft Michael Penix, but taking an untrusted Michael Penix here, trusting my Falcons, one other thing. But taking Michael Penix here at the 405, first year Dynasty, that's a first year in Dynasty thing right there. Drafted 2 kickers here, picks in the rookie draft, Terry McLaurin. Great pick, but not a good pick for last year. This year, love Terry. Taking Tua. So I got Michael Penix and Tua. I got both the Atlanta Falcons quarterbacks. That's crazy. Tyron Tracy. What is up with me and Tyron Tracy? And Njoku. This looks like a terrible team. Jesus. How'd this team do last year? And I think I traded Nico. I think I traded Nico last year for like 2 first round picks to have, I think, 4 picks in a row. So yeah, I traded Nico last year. I think I had the 105 and the 109. I think I traded Nico for, or the 108. And I think I traded Nico for the 106 and the 107 just to have those 4 picks straight in a row. And with those picks, I took Cam Ward, Trayvon Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, and Emeka Ibuka. Not bad. If I could do it again now, obviously I'd swap out one of these running backs for definitely, I'd swap out both these running backs for Tyler Warren and Colson Loveland. And what's cool about seeing the rookie drafts from last year is like seeing where guys went and knowing who they are now. Genty, yeah, Hampton, Travis Hunter at the 103. A lot of top 5 Travis Hunter picks last year. Didn't turn out for people. Kind of put him behind the 8 ball there. McMillan, Cam Ward. Check the second round. Luther Burden. Jackson Dart went at the 204. Scat, 205. Bayshul here. Tyler Shuck, my guy. Check out my most drafted quarterback episode. Tyler Shuck is my most drafted quarterback and like the most drafted quarterback of value that I believe in this year. Not even value, just because he wasn't really drafted high, but I believe in Tyler Shuck this year. Heavy. Anything crazy in the third? I took Jalen Milroe in the third. Nothing crazy in the third. Harold Fannin here in the 4th. Great pick. That's a cool thing about Dynasty, man. It's like, not only is it your team, but it's like your team every year changes. How good of a GM are you? But who knew Harold Fannin was going to be Harold Fannin? But this guy drafted him, so he believed in him more than anybody else, or just guessed. But same thing. Kyle Mononga here, great pick. I mean, great value. You know, we'll see who he is still. But yeah, this team last year, we were going to stay here. Previous league, 2025. I don't even think I made playoffs in this league, actually. Last man. Not even close, though. 6-8. So I got some work to do. Team chasing dreams. I take pride in naming my teams, man. All this is goose eggs. Tua, Quinshon Judkins, Saquon Barkley, JSN, Jamar Chase. Like, I got dudes, but Darnell Mooney, Njoku, goose egg. Terry didn't really have the Terry year everyone expected. Jalen Waddle didn't have the Jalen Waddle year expected, but now he's on the Broncos. Geno. Quarterbacks are Tua and Geno. Cam Ward obviously played way better at the end of the year. Going into this year, he'll be better. Carnell Tate, Wandell. Like, I got tired of Trayvon Henderson. I just threw him on the bench. Chig. So not a good team. Not a good team. Now, where does this team need help? Quarterback. Running backs are cool. Wide receivers are cool, actually. You know, you got Waddle, Terry, JSN, Jamar Chase this year. Tight end needs some help. Wide receiver depth needs some help. Maybe solidify a bench spot or solidify a flex spot. Yeah, quarterback needs help. What other quarterback? Cam Ward, obviously. Okay. Quarterback doesn't need crazy help. It needs a little boost. Cam Ward, year 2. Tua, Atlanta Falcons now. Do I have Michael Penix here? I don't have Michael Penix here. I do. So I got, obviously, my check out that QB episode, my most drafted pair. Obviously, I saved quarterback. Didn't draft quarterbacks early. Lived in the mid-round range. If If I had one quarterback and I needed another, I would just wait and then take Tua and Penix because that's one starting quarterback, whoever wins the job. But yeah, team needs a boost for sure. Let's go to this year and see what went down. Scroll down here. And that's the cool thing about Dynasty, man. It's just like the NFL, your team's different every year. I traded Juwan Jennings, Cam Ward, Travion Henderson. Obviously, I'm lower on Travion Henderson this year. 2027 second, third, a 2028 first, and a 2028 second. For Mark Andrews, I believe in Mark Andrews. Jonathan Taylor, he's getting up there in age, but the man scores points. And Jalen Hurts. Believe in Jalen Hurts this year. Would I rather have Jalen Hurts or Cam Ward? Obviously, Jalen Hurts 10 out of 10 times. Now, since I did this trade in the past, would I do this trade again today? Jennings, Ward, Henderson. Only getting next year's 2020 second and first. Plan on being a competitive team. I'm getting Mark Andrews. No more Isaiah Likely. New offensive coordinator, Baltimore. Baltimore's trying to win. Let's get the old Mark Andrews back. Jonathan Taylor. How old is he? 27, so he's getting there, but he's a beast. RB4, RB12, couple of down years, RB1, RB6. Let's go. Jalen Hurts. Bad year last year. Still finished 8, 2, 3, 9. Let's go. Get the old Jalen back. I would do that trade again. Let's look at the squad. Jalen Hurts, Saquon. We got that Philly duo there. Boosted the running back core. We got Jonathan Taylor here. We're still bringing back Jamar Chase, Jason, Jalen Waddle now is a Denver Bronco. It could be their number one. They throw a ton. What is it? Fourth most attempted pass team last year. They like to throw. Sean Payton, a little bit cocky sometimes, but he likes to show people he's better than them. But I don't like Sean Payton just because he's a New Orleans Saint. Mark Andrews, Quinshon Judkins, year 2. Everybody loves Terry this year. I love Terry this year. Let's get a healthy Jaden Daniels. They got a new offensive coordinator, David Blau. And Terry, it's just Terry until I've been hearing a lot. They might sign Stephon Diggs. So if they end up signing Stephon Diggs, Terry might get a little less love, but he'll still be that guy. And Geno, I'm still confident in Geno this year. I think I only have Geno in the starting lineup because his projection's higher than Michael Penix and Tua. But once we find out who is my Atlanta Falcons starting quarterback, it's going to jump up to like 15, 16, just because them boys got weapons. We got Drake London. We got Kyle Pitts. We got Bijan. We got Bijan Robinson and Brian Robinson. We got the Robinson bros in the back. Offensive line is still top 10. So whoever starts for them, they got weapons. Whether my Falcons are good or not, please be good. They'll have weapons to play. They'll have weapons to use. Kevin Stefanski coming in, running the offense. Tommy Reese is running the offense, but Kevin Stefanski still is going to have his hand on it. We are going to run more play action. Play action helps the pass. What we were doing last year, I have no idea. But I got my quarterback settled. A little more punch on the team. So, yeah. Got a new squad. The squad last year needed a lot. So, I gave them a lot. We got 147 here. Oh, dang. We got a 151 and a 149. We got another 141 here. So what I finished last year was the 7th seed at 6-8. We made some trades, man. We trying to be better this year. We trying to chase dreams because we chasing dreams. Let's go. I'm liking that squad, man. But yeah, man, this is the trade alert episode. I never even planned on doing an episode like this, but when the big trade's going down, I can't stop thinking about them. I'm like, man, I should record this. So here I am. Not only do I have 107 leagues, it's almost redraft season, man. And I actually got into one more redraft league this year. Other than that, like, subscribe, follow me in my journey, man. I'm Hutch. This is No Offseason. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.